Eyes on target. You can run at him, you can fly at him, he still knocks it down. He gets the ball off so quick. He's got elite athleticism in his feet and in his hands, and this guy is just getting better and better and better.
He only played 52 games as a rookie, but Rafael Stone and the Rockets want him to have a big role this season. Reed Sheppard caught up with Melanie a minute ago.
I'm here with Reed Sheppard. Reed, what a great start to Vegas Summer League for you. Now, you were a standout player in Game 1. What is it about the attention to detail do you feel like you've been following so far?
I mean, it's just been fun being able to be out here and play. Summer League is always a fun time. You get to play with new guys, so being able to come out and just have fun, enjoy the whole Summer League, the vibes, the fans. So it's been really fun.
Well, and your coaches were saying last week they feel like you've become more vocal as you enter your second year. How is it that you feel like you're displaying those leadership qualities?
Yeah, just trying to talk as much as I can. You can see, I followed Fred VanVleet all year, being able to watch him and just how much he talks throughout the game and throughout practices. So really just trying to talk as much as I can, just because I've seen this year how important it is.
Thanks, Reed.
Thank you.
All right, so 28 points for Sheppard in his first game of Summer League this year. Same thing for Ron Holland, who also was a top 5 pick last season, is trying to establish himself more.
Well, Ron Holland should be a college junior when you think about it. He went to Ignite. Bottom line, 81 games he played in as a rookie. He had an 18-point third quarter in this game. He's more and more confident with shooting the ball. He's handling, his eyes are up. He's looking to attack. I think what they want to see from him, continue to make the right play. Get in the paint, make a pass, but if you've got something at the basket, go and get it. He is an elite athlete who is electric when he gets at the rim.
And we're off and running here at Thomas and Mack. Our officials are Tyler Ricks, Che Flores, and Orlando Varela. 10-minute quarters here in the Summer League. You get 10 fouls before you're disqualified. And what a start for Detroit as Holland lobs it up to Tolu Smith.
Tolu Smith has improved so much athletically since he's been in the G League and NBA level. He's just showing it off right there.
Pistons beat the Knicks 104-86 Friday in their first game of this 2K26 Summer League. Here's the thing about Sheppard. He is not shy. He took 15 threes in that first game, which was a 3-point loss to the Clippers. 3 seconds. I think it was against Smith and Detroit, so Sheppard will take that technical free throw. You see the starting lineups. All 5 of those guys for the Pistons who started Friday were in double figures.
Yeah, they really moved the ball well. I mean, they really did. Danish Jenkins was phenomenal and getting catch and shoots. Trevor Keels comes in and plays an outstanding game. Bobby Klintman showed scoring ability, but most importantly, he showed that he is for that size, he is a very good passer when he doesn't try to do too much.
And these guys looking to crack NBA rotations. That's what Sheppard's looking to do for the Rockets. They've got high hopes for him in his sophomore season, coming up, former number 3 pick out of Kentucky. Here is Klintman, uber skilled at his size. And Smith kicks it out to Danish Jenkins. Played his college ball at St. John's. Finger roll won't go. Smith, the offensive board, was knocked out of bounds by N'Faly Dante, who gets his hands on a lot of basketballs down there.
Oh, you talk about a guy that's improved athletically since college, and N'Faly Dante has done that. He's in great shape. He runs the floor, bigger strides. Great job showing length.
Yeah, closed it out against Smith, but called for the foul, and free throws coming for Tolu Smith.
Well, talking to Coach Jackson before the game, he talked about how much he's improved, getting up, guarding, playing lower. We saw some of that. Good, quick second reaction back. Just not great verticality. Came across and got it.
Tolu Smith 16 and 11 in that win Friday against the Knicks. Another double-double for him. He was a double-double machine last year playing for Motor City in the G League. Had 22 of them.
Well, what he's done too is he's out of his range as a rebounder now more, where a lot of times in college you got the balls that came to him, he could be bigger and stronger, but now he's moving. He's playing with more quickness. Again, some of that is his conditioning, growing into his body. He's also improved his shot, as you can see right there. 2 in a row from him. He didn't do that a whole lot of times in college.
Well, you coached against him in the SEC.
I did. Coached against a few of these guys. And it's fun to watch how much better they get as they continue to understand the seriousness that's needed in their game.
Well, speaking of the SEC, here's Kennedy Chandler out of Tennessee. Lefty finger rolls off the mark, and Smith clears the rebound. He'll bring it up himself. Over to another Tennessee Vol, Chaz Lanier, another dude who is not bashful from downtown. Chaz Lanier, one of the best shooters here in Vegas.
And that's what you see right there. Great poise, under control, didn't have the first shot, gets the side dribble, nails it.
So 4 from Tolu Smith, 3 from Chaz Lanier. And there's the first field goal for the Rockets today as Kevon Harris puts it in. Former Stephen F. Austin Lumberjack.
Now, he's the epitome in this game of streaky shooter. We're going to see another shot pretty quick. He makes one, he's usually taking the next one, and a lot of times it goes in.
It's a quick heat check for him. Chandler called for the foul by Che Flores over here near side.
Drew, I like what they're doing today with Kennedy Chandler and Reed Sheppard together. Kennedy Chandler did a really nice job the other day inside of this game. He changed the tempo of the game coming in for Reed Sheppard, and now they're trying to see what they can get with the two of them together.
Yeah, Chandler, not the biggest guy at 6 foot even. Sheppard at 6'3", defending Jenkins, chasing him around. 8 to shoot for Lanier. Here's Smith against Dante. Nice feed to Jenkins climbing the ladder.
Yeah, great feed. Danis Jenkins, Reed Sheppard got caught watching the ball, and Danis Jenkins just cuts right behind him. Great pass from Tolu Smith.
You can see the skills of Tolu Smith on display. That pass from Sheppard right to the bench.
Look at this. Tolu gets in the paint. We don't get a great vision, but Reed Sheppard's watching the ball, ready to help, and in comes Jenkins on the cut. Excellent bounce pass. Led him just enough to let him take it up to the rim for the dunk.
Both of these teams, a gritty identity at the NBA level. And both took a major leap last season, hoping to do the same again this year. Tolu Smith, best player on the floor, 2.5 minutes in, going back to the line.
Well, we can see the game plan right now is they're going to attack the fives, and they're going to go right at Dante. They're letting Tolu do more from the elbow. They're letting him do more from the wing. He's aggressive. I think the biggest improvement he made last year in the G League is really learning how to play at the top of the key. You know, in the zoom actions and the handoff actions and all those different things. And he was really good at finding people, and you can see improved passing already in him this summer.
Well, that's the thing with these college guys, right, Coach, is where, you know, when you're the #1 option at Mississippi State like Tolu Smith was on the block, you're going to get a lot of touches in different areas than you will playing in the G League or the NBA, right? Well,
exactly. And again, where's your bread buttered? When you're him, it's in the post a lot of times. And Ben Howland and Chris Jans both did an excellent job with him. But his body has changed, and that's what happens so many times when guys come up to this level. They get in great shape. They understand they can't survive without it. Their body changes. It gets stronger, leaner.
Ooh, rejected Reed Sheppard.
Yeah, he's moving. That's not a great choice by Reed. You want to be aggressive, but you got to realize you don't have that play right there. He gets into the paint. He didn't have him beat. All right, that's not a great play. And Danis Jenkins was on his side the whole way. If you're going to take that shot, you got to pump fake and try to draw a foul.
And I wonder if a guy like Reed Sheppard, who's a top 3 pick last year, feels like he's pressing a little bit to show that he's the best player out here as Harris missed the 3. Offensive rebound to Chandler. Harris in the lane, little up and under, and the finish with a left hand.
Kevon Harris was going to get some shots after that first one. Very aggressive. That's his calling card. Hasn't played a ton of NBA games, but this is a guy that's a survivor in this league that keeps coming day after day.
3 balls on the way. Lanier missed it this time. Out of bounds off of Houston. It'll stay with Detroit.
One thing that changes so much, Drew, is you cannot have a slow release in NBA basketball. And Summer League shows that right away, how quick you have to get the ball off. That was not a problem for a guy like Chaz Lanier or Reed Sheppard in college, but it's even better than what it was inside of college.
There's a 3 from Danis Jenkins, off to another good start. He had 18 points Friday, and now picking up Sheppard 94 feet, which is something we see all the time in Summer League. These guys trying to prove they can defend all the way up the floor.
Well, this play from Danis Jenkins, he has improved so much here, Drew, in making catch and shoot threes. So much of his game in college was off the dribble at Iona and St. John's, and he was good at it, and he's still good at it. But he's really improved his catch and shoot ability.
He just knocked it away again as they tried to inbound.
We came from the deflection king and Rick Pitino, so he understands that.
As Tom, a little too handsy from Detroit. The foul's on Ron Holland, pleading his case with Orlando Varela. Vitaly Potapenko comes out to separate them.
Not many coaches. I think Vitaly would have the number 604 NBA games. I think that leads to summer league coaches. I'm not going to do a quick deep dive research, but I think it is.
Well, that's what our statistician Steve LeBeau's here for. So
we're in Vegas. I'll put money on that's the number.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's going to top 604.
11 years in the NBA for Top&Co.
And a highly respected, not only player, but a highly respected winner. And you can tell by our pregame chat with him before the game that he is a very serious coach. And he talked more about the principles of J.B. Bickerstaff than he did anything else. Impressive.
Well, Ron Holland just got teed up. So Sheppard shoots another technical free throw, makes it again. Holland played 81 games for the Pistons as a rookie. The only one he missed was due to a suspension.
Yeah, this is if you're Ron Holland now, okay? You're young, you're a first-round pick, you played 81 games. You got to lock in and be the best for your team right now. You don't need to be short-fused with the referees. You don't need to get frustrated. You need to bear down and show some real leadership for a 20-year-old guy.
Here's Sheppard off the dribble. A steal by Klintman. Knocked away by Chandler. It'll be Pistons ball, but Bobby Klintman showing you the good hands.
He did. He's got to grab that with two hands right there. I mean, he was thinking dunk before he had the ball, and that's where you just grab it with two. You're athletic enough. You'll keep going. But I'm really anxious to watch how Ron Holland comes out in this game. He's aggressive, but he doesn't have quite that confident look that he had the other day. And this is where you've got to mature as a player. And it's always going to be about how you start. It's going to be about how you process the game and how you keep going with it, even if it's not going great for you yet.
You got to wonder how many games he'll get to play out here in Vegas. The top 5 pick from last season. There's a 3 from Lanier. He can really stroke it. He shot like 8 threes per game last season at Tennessee.
And he's open. I mean, that's going to come up with Coach Jackson in the first time out. That you cannot be that under on Chaz Lanier. You got to stay up on top of it.
See if they get it back to 20 in blue. Lanier. Holland the bouncer. Smith looking for an outlet. It is Lanier. Gets to the mid-range. Missed that shot. Harris with the rebound for Houston. Rockets last year finished second in the West in the regular season. Lost to the Warriors in the first round in 7. Made some big changes to their roster this offseason. Kevin Durant the most notable addition as Sheppard missed again. Let's see, he's aggressive, but 0 for 4 from the floor.
Well, he's attacking, which is what they're going to want. He's going to have to keep figuring out ways to get the shot up quicker or to get around the defender. Though he does have a nice reach shot under, brought it off his hip. That's a good move for him.
Finds Cameron Matthews here. Congratulations to him. Just signed today with the big club. And he is fouled and will head to the line.
We watched Chaz Lanier. Look at him come off. There's the handoff. You can't go under, all right? It doesn't matter. Summer League, SEC, NBA playoffs. Be on top of it.
NBA2K26.
these big clubs have a Thompson twin, but yes, that is Amen Thompson sitting over there with the Houston contingent. Jabari Smith over there as well, just signed a big 5-year contract. Talked with Ben Sullivan, the assistant coach. There's Jabari.
Just got a little wealthier recently.
Yes. Yeah.
I've known him for a long time. Well-deserved. I talked to Ed Pinkney a few weeks back, and he talked about the competition in the off-season workouts between Thompson and Jabari Smith. And it's just like, you know it's going to make that team that much better. Are they vying for a spot? Maybe, but they're going against each other. I'm not sure there's going to be two better bookend forwards coming in that position in most teams, even in the West.
It'll stay here with the Rockets after the missed free throws. Now, this is a team that a lot of people expect to make some noise in the Western Conference. Mentioned they were second last year, and what they were missing was a closer, a guy who could go get you a bucket, and Kevin Durant is that guy.
Yeah, he is. I mean, I would highly recommend anybody that gets a chance to go to a Kevin Durant game, get there as early as you possibly can to see how he warms up. Like, it's not just for coaches that love that stuff. Anybody that watches how he gets ready for a game, and obviously the proof is in his career. It's one of the great thrills of watching a guy prepare. It is at the top of his craft, how he locks into every shot when he's getting ready to play.
Still scores it at a high level and a super efficient level as well. Now in his late 30s. Out of bounds, it'll be going Detroit's way. But do you think the Rockets, after they took a big step last year, are positioned to do the same thing again this year, Coach?
Oh, absolutely. Kevin Durant can stay healthy and provide. There's just going to be a different confidence level playing with a guy like that. I mean, there just is. You can't help but have it. And I think it's going to make Fred VanVleet better. But Reed Sheppard has got to be able to get into that rotation and has got to be able to do more than make shots. He's going to have to be able to hold his ground defensively and be a solid help defender for this team, but I have no doubt they can get better. The emergence of Tari Eason and Thompson and Smith Jr. has been excellent.
Lanier got his man in the air, and a soft touch from Chaz Lanier. He's got 8 points already to lead all scorers.
Well, right now, both our first-round picks from last year have not had great starts. It's going to be interesting to watch as we watch this game unfold, their leadership. I like how Ron Holland decided to guard right there.
That's one thing there's no question about in his game. Sheppard draws the contact and gets himself back to the free throw line.
Well, he threw it up. You know, he sold it. You know, whether it was a foul, whether it wasn't, he sold it. Then he's doing the look at his arm. He's looked at his arm 5 times, trying to show everybody he did get fouled. And that's what you got to be if you got to be. If you got to go in there, you've got to have a little bit of acting ability, but you've got to be able to get the shot off. And that's exactly what he did.
You know all the tricks in the book, Tom.
Well, you have to learn them at a young age. And then, you know, the younger players come up the ladder. They know all the drills. A lot of times they don't know the how and the why, right? They know what it is. They don't always know, well, how do I get this? How do I get the ref to buy it? How do I get this shot off? And when do I need it? Where do I use it? A guy like Reed Sheppard's known that for a long time.
Yeah, at 6'3", 180, one of the smaller guys out there. Super skilled as he deflects that pass.
Yeah, we were talking about this off air. The job John Calipari and that staff did with him in a year's time, there's no way anybody saw him being the 3rd pick in the draft. I mean, early pro, yes, but just goes to show, I mean, what John Calipari has done, they're over $4 billion in current NBA money right now. Over $6 million if you count his career, or $6 billion. And it's just amazing. And the average age of those guys is 26.
Clinton missed a 3, rebound down to the big Moses Brown at 7'2". Do you know your number for?
Yeah, yeah, of course I do. A little over 1.5 billion, which is pretty high, but it's not 4 billion. Yeah, it'll be over 1.5 this year, but we're not in Calipari's park. Nobody is with the pro money.
Just wait for Anthony Edwards to sign his next contract.
Oh yeah, we're going to keep going. Yeah.
Clinton makes the catch as Holland has thrown a couple of nice lobs in this first quarter, and the Pistons look great.
Yeah, I like what Ron Holland's doing. He's regrouped from that technical. He's locked in defensively, moving the ball. I like his mindset. I like his intent.
Holland hasn't even taken a shot yet, but he's got a couple assists. Here's Cameron Matthews into Brown. And it's out of bounds off of Houston.
Look at this play. Ball's thrown out. That's a beautiful pass. And we didn't see it in that clip, but Klintman got out. All right, and he took off out of the corner when there was the change of pace. He took off. He read it perfectly. If you're Bobby Klintman, and this guy had a heck of a last NBA game. He hit a 3 late in the game against Milwaukee when both teams were playing a lot of their G League guys. People could say that's a throwaway game. Those things are invaluable for those guys getting into games like that, even if you don't play very much your rookie year.
Clinton, the 37th pick last year out of Wake Forest, blocked that time by Chris Ledlam. Ledlam, another guy who wrapped up his college career at St. John's, started at Harvard, 43 in white. There's Shepard for 2, his first field goal. He started 0 for 5.
And I love that because he covered ground on his dribble. He separated and he covered ground.
Bryce Williams steps into one and missed it. Williams, a big-time scorer. Nebraska, bad pass ahead, another Houston turnover. Holland lines it up and laces a 3.
Reed Shepard's turnovers have not been of the intelligent sort right now with the passes that he's making. He's got to be more deceptive. He's got great eyes, but he's looking at his target on all of these passes, and this league is too good. They read that too well.
As Shepard has 3 turnovers and now 1 for 7 from the floor. Zakai Ziegler, another Tennessee guy. The undersized Zakai Ziegler has his first 2 of this first quarter, and Detroit's opened up a 16-point lead. Out of bounds, it'll stay with the Rockets. And the Pistons looking like they're trying to win a Vegas championship out here, on top by 16.
I'm the guy sitting next to your girl on the kiss cam.
And this game just got a lot more interesting.
Sheila? Mom?
Fire!
And if you don't have the right home coverage, you might have to kiss your savings goodbye. Let's go, beat it. So get Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me.
Bro! Gatorade has the #1 proven electrolyte blend, designed to hydrate better than water. Made to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel, so you can lose more sweat and earn a place in history. Gatorade. Is it in you? Peekaboo.
Is Warriors Jazz. For some of us, the nightcap is Backstreet Boys at the Sphere, which I've heard is a terrific show.
Well, don't worry. I'll be doing our preparation for tomorrow's Chicago-Indiana game. You enjoy the concert. I know you're going to be in white because our hotel, the Virgin Hotel, 80% of the people in there are head to toe in white.
It looks like Wimbledon.
Oh, my God, yeah. I kept waiting for Sinner and Alcaraz to walk through there, but they didn't.
You catch any of that match this morning?
I sure did.
Yannick Sinner,
yeah.
Wimbledon champ.
My wife plays tennis 6 days a week. Tennis is on all the time at home. All the time.
Ledlam with the catch, and Klintman is called for a chippy in the backcourt. With 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter, it's been all Pistons.
See, and if you're a young player like that and you're trying to impress J.B. Bickerstaff and Trajan Langdon, you've got length. You don't need to reach in there. That's where you want to show that you can guard the ball, show your length, extend your hands, and don't get a silly foul in the backcourt that you didn't need.
Here's Jermaine Samuels Jr., former Villanova Wildcat, just tosses it up. He's got a chance at an and one.
Well, he's a tough guy. I mean, he was a tough guy in high school. He played for Jay Wright at Villanova, did an outstanding job. He's got a shot. You would characterize it as funky. This wasn't a funky move. This was a great move. Created contact with the shoulder, step through. Look at him raise his eyes. We always talk about finishing with your eyes. You take the contact. That's exactly what he did. He's got a jump shot that kind of comes off. It's kind of a push. It's kind of funky, but it's his shot. And he's starting to gain confidence in that. He's definitely trying to make a name for himself inside that organization as a young player.
Well, Garrett Jackson, who's coaching the Rockets Summer League team for the second year in a row, he said it doesn't matter if it looks unorthodox as long as it goes in.
He must have used the term with these guys, confidence, right? Like 3-4 times talking about different guys. Shoot it with confidence. Play with confidence. Make the next play with confidence.
Klitman on the catch in the lane. Shovel pass and a nice defensive play from Jermaine Samuels as Bryce Williams was trying to finish inside.
Yeah, and Bryce Williams had a heck of a career at college. Finished with Fred Hoiberg at Nebraska and had some outstanding games in the Big Ten. Started out at Charlotte and played for Aaron Fern, and before that Ron Sanchez. And he can score the ball. It's good to see him get an opportunity out here.
Averaged more than 20 last year for the Huskers. Does Ziegler see the clock? He's blocked anyway by Ledlam, who's talking to him.
Yeah, you can't do that. You're a point guard. You can't make that mistake. He needed to attack sooner out of the corner. There wasn't enough time. But his defensive mindset, tenacity, I got a feeling he'll turn that back around right here.
Well, we got a technical foul
I didn't
against
see that.
Chris Ledlam. So 2 T's in the first quarter. One on Holland from Detroit now. One on Ledlam from Houston.
Good for these refs. They're vying for positions. We had the NBA Top 100 camp a few weeks back at Rock Hill, South Carolina. And all the people from the NBA are there to train the officials. I think they hired 10 people out of 36 to join the G League this year. I mean, these are big deals for these officials to be on top of what the rules say, not what somebody wants them to call.
That's a good point. A lot of these officials are trying out as well.
Absolutely. They want to go, and you've got it's a who's who of officiating here. And I saw it a month ago, like I said, in Rock Hill. I mean, this is serious business. And you come in here, you get a chance to be in the Vegas Summer League. As a player, it's a big deal. It's a really big deal for an official that wants to grow in the game.
Rockets in the bonus. It sends Chandler to the free throw line.
Kennedy Chandler, so much of his shooting, whether it's college, whether it's now, he walked right off the line on that free throw. We watch here to see if he holds his follow through. He walked off the line, he pulled his follow through. You've got to get your hand through the ball like that. That's his jump shot, that's his free throw, that's the one Achilles heel in his shot. It's a little bit low, but it's that follow through and finish for him.
How much did your teams practice free throws when you're coaching in college?
A ton, and we coached what I did, whether they liked it or not. We coached every free throw. I mean, we didn't go to hey, go to a basket and shoot free throws. We assigned the baskets. We assigned coaches to be at the baskets, and we talked through the free throw, because free throw shooting so many times becomes about reminders. It's not necessarily you change the technique in the offseason, but you have to remind them a lot of times during the season not to fall back, hold the follow through, don't fall off the line, don't let your shoulders drop. Those are all important things.
Klitman protecting the rim for the Pistons. Now bringing it up himself. Holland on the cut. Final minute of the first quarter.
Now we're going to see if Dante is doing what Coach Jackson said, getting down, guarding, moving his feet.
On an island against Holland, who finds Klitman. Gives it up to TJ Bickerstaff. Ends up back with Holland in front of his bench. Missed the three. About a 3-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Chandler will maestro this final possession of the quarter.
I hope we get this. I hope they switch and we see Klitman have to guard the ball here. Yeah,
offensive foul, illegal screen on Samuels.
Good call. Had the hold, no question about it. I think that's been a little bit different just watching these games earlier. They're calling a lot of hand contact, moving screens, holding. I think it's been pretty good. Look, he's got his hands in there, okay? It's wrapped around. We can see that Klitman does the right thing. He shows his hands. He's showing the ref. You've got to call that. That's a no-brainer call. Now, it may not be a no-brainer call in April and May, but it's certainly a no-brainer call in the middle of July. Here's a defensive stopper, Malik Wilson, who played at Houston.
Ziegler shot over him and shot an air ball. So Malik Wilson with some good defense to wrap up the first for the Rockets, but all Pistons in the opening 10 minutes. They lead it by 13. Second quarter on tap.
Lowe's knows you want your first cookout to leave a good first impression.
sizable lead right now. What's working for you?
Yeah, I mean, we're just being super disruptive on defense and just really playing as a team and playing with pace. So hopefully we keep it up for the next 3 quarters.
And then for your personal game, what are you working on in this summer league?
Yeah, I mean, just putting the ball in the basket is what I do. So really honing in on defense as well and being disruptive and being on the same page as my teammates.
All right, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, Mel, Lanier talking about the defense. That's the Pistons' identity under J.B. Bicker's staff. They held the Rockets under 30% from the floor and forced them into 6 turnovers in the first quarter.
Yeah, they do, and some of them were unforced in what Reed Sheppard did. But this is awesome that he's getting guarded like this because he's got to learn to separate. He's got to learn to extend his feet. He's got to change direction a little bit. Kevon Harris, he is a scorer.
Yeah.
There is no doubt about that.
Don't know if he called bank on that one, but he's got 7 to lead the way for the Rockets. 3 for 4 from the floor for Kevon Harris.
Back cut. No, they missed it.
Here's Holland. Tried to float it up there, knocked away by Chandler.
I thought Reed Sheppard was the guard shot blocker on that team. That's pretty impressive by Kennedy Chandler.
That's some serious bounce at 6 foot.
But that was not a move that had a lot of chance. There was no force in that move at all.
Ziegler on the inbound finds Trevor Keels, former Duke Blue Devil, and he throws it away. Sheppard on the takeaway. Ahead to Chandler. Can't lay it in. And Folly Dante with the offensive board. Chandler rise and fire. Comes up short. Tolu Smith back in the game after his hot start in the first quarter. The big man going around the world. Miller Kopp missed to Trey. Kopp played his college ball at Northwestern and Indiana. A couple of stops in the Big Ten. Now Sheppard going back to work. Rough start for him in this game, but that'll help. Just
there you go.
That's it in.
You got to figure it out. You know, when you're that size and you're being guarded by bigger people. And again, he doesn't do a lot with extending his feet offensively to get by you. He's got incredibly quick hands, as we just saw. But he's got to be crafty and figure out a way to get his shot off on guys.
Looked like he came up a little lame after making that play in the backcourt, but got the ball in his hands now. He's all good. Chandler from the corner, way too strong.
Now, you don't want to take that shot right there in front of Ime Udoka. Raphael Stone, that's not a good look for him.
Ron Holland making string music from deep.
Yeah, you want to be Kennedy Chandler. You want to get their attention with the ball movement, the attacks, the defense, not missing open threes. Watch Holland. Look at Tolu Smith. Makes the pass right on time, on target. Great job by Ron Holland stepping into that shot, knocking that down. Ron Holland the second, I should say. Back at Ignite, back in high school, he'd have taken 1 or 2 dribbles, tried to dunk the heck out of that thing. But now he knows you got to be able to knock down that shot in the NBA.
Ron Holland was 4 for 5 from distance in their first game here. He's 2 for 3 today. Sheppard, that's a nice move.
Great job. He's got to get that shoulder drop to get by people, and we just saw him use it.
Holland lines up another. And Dante with the rebound for the Rockets, former Oregon Duck. Harris, a two-way player for Houston. Lob it up to Dante, who throws it down hard.
Nice job. What a great job. Not only the catch and the dunk, but how he set it up. He accelerated on that slip. If we get a chance to see that again, he did a fantastic job with that. That looks simple. It's not, because he was coming into the screen roll. They refused it, and he cut to the front of the rim for the lob.
Man, the Rockets look energized to start this second quarter. Big run for them. Detroit needs a timeout.
Reed Sheppard's hands, Drew, they are as quick as anybody's out here. They're Alex Caruso type quickness. Let's look at this dunk right here as it comes off. Watch, there's the setup. He explodes up in traffic, knocks it down. Great pass, great catch. Look at the hands, quick. Takes it, gets it in his left hand. Incredible hand speed.
This melty white American cheese is the luckiest cheese alive.
seeing double here at the Thomas and Mack Center. Both Thompson twins in the house as the Rockets play the Pistons. Asar sitting over there with his Pistons teammates. Some men over on the sideline with a couple of his Rockets teammates.
Have there ever been two twin brothers that were on first team all defensive team? We have to check that stat because that's going to happen at some point.
We're going to check that right after we see if Vitaly Potapenko has the most games played of any.
Well, we know that there's nobody in here with 604.
We're pretty sure about that one.
I'll put my money down on that table.
And both of those guys, the Thompson twins, really fit the profile that both of these programs are trying to build, starting on the defensive end. And really, a foul on Detroit.
As good as they are, I mean, you look at them right now, and we don't have the three-point numbers up there. Their field goal percentages are good. They are two guys that are an all-star game away from just being a little bit more reliable with the three because they've got everything else. And once they hit that three, those all-star games, that high-level basketball is going to be there for a long time because there's not a lot of things they don't do.
In a league full of elite athletes, they are the elite of the elite.
They're in the top. They're in the top 3 to 5% at worst.
There's great Asabor going to work. Out of bounds, stays here with 6 to shoot. You get a chance to watch one of the Thompson twins in person. I highly recommend it. They are amazing, amazing to watch. And
you should have seen them in AAU. I mean, those were shows. You know, when there was open floor play, it was a show.
Late whistle. Kevon Harris draws the foul on Danis Jenkins. And free throws coming for the Rockets, who are outscoring the Pistons 10-3 in this second quarter. Harris had a strong year for College Park of the G League last year. Signed a two-way contract last week with the Rockets.
He's a survivor. He's a guy that he just keeps finding a way. He makes it really, really hard for you to say no to him. He's tough. He's from Georgia, went to DME Academy in high school. Stephen F. Austin did a great job there. And this is a guy that he just keeps coming. Right? You know you're in for a long day when you got to go against him in practice and he's trying to get your spot. You may get it, but it isn't going to be easy.
Just a reminder, Summer League action continues in Vegas on NBA TV, ESPN, and the ESPN app. Miami and Cleveland tonight, 7:30 Eastern. Milwaukee and the Clippers at 9:30. And then tomorrow, Atlanta, Houston, and Charlotte, Dallas. He's got his own rebound. That's what you're talking about. Look at the scrap from Harris. Shepard calls for it and hits a three.
Beautiful. Again, he can knock it down. He's tough. He's got swagger. He's a guy, he will keep shooting it even if it's not going in because he's highly, highly confident. This was the second best catch and shoot three-point shooter in college. He was the #1 overall three-point shooter in college. He just lines this up. Great catch, hands are ready, quick release, head stays on the rim, holds the follow through. I mean, you can't draw it up a lot better than that. And as he gets that separation game and being able to get by people, that's going to make his three that much better. His hands are unbelievable. The pass wasn't great, but he's so quick.
This is the Reed Shepard game in the second quarter. Out of bounds off the Rockets, but they have trimmed this lead all the way down to 2 after they trailed by 13 after 1.
Yeah, he's got the uncanny hand speed, foot speed, quick twitch, block shots, reaction. I always said if he was a soccer player, we'd be talking to him about one of the best in the country.
Almost had another steal there on the gamble. Chaz Lanier with it for the Pistons. Into the corner, Bryce Williams. Shot clock gets low and a bailout call against the Rockets. It's on Great Asabor. One of the best names in college basketball for the last 5 years. Montana State for 2 years, Utah State for a year, and then wrapped it up at Washington. Shepard defending Jenkins. Screen from Bickerstaff. Williams stole from his own teammate. Now Jenkins for 3, and he's got a chance at 4.
That play just, it took so long for Houston to react to that play, and Reed gets his hands up late, hits him. But again, we said at the beginning of the show, Danis Jenkins has improved so much as a catch-and-shoot shooter since college. You can see it, lines it up. Reed comes into him, he reacts late, he moves on the catch rather than on the pass. Not a hard foul, but just enough. Gets in his path. Great concentration by Jenkins.
They're going to take a look at this to see if it is a flagrant foul. This is a fairly new rule in the NBA as of a couple of years ago, trying to protect shooters, give them a chance to own their landing space. So if Shepard got underneath Jenkins as he was coming down to the ground. This could be upgraded to a flagrant foul, trying to avoid those bad ankle injuries that happen a lot of the time.
Yeah, I don't see that. I just see a guy that reacted late. I understand the rule. I mean, he wasn't down, right? I mean, and that's if you're Reed Sheppard, you've got to treat defense and you've got to treat help defense and being ready to challenge shooters like that's the most important thing you're doing, because that's how you're going to get on the floor playing for the Rockets. I think that's move on.
So he's just a split second late to react.
Yeah, it is. He's so quick, right? That's you got to take your strengths, which is his hand speed, his reaction speed, and play in a stance.
To a flagrant foul, penalty 1 for a reckless closeout by Sheppard. Jenkins is going to shoot 2 free throws to make 1 point, and then Detroit will get the ball free throw line extended either side with 24 on the shot clock.
All right, so there's the call from Tyler Ricks, but think about that. So they've already made a 3, a chance to make a free throw here, and then get the ball back.
And that's how different the NBA game is from college, right? To the average eye, that doesn't look that slow getting out there, right? But he caught it. He was in his shot before Reed Sheppard really reacted to the shot. He leaves his feet. He doesn't go really. He kind of lunges, and he gets caught on a flagrant. You know?
If he's going to stick in the rotation, Reed Sheppard's got to be able to guard. I mean, that is Ime Udoka and this Rockets' identity. And there he is, not letting Jenkins land. They were 5th in the league in defensive rating last season. That is where they buttered their bread.
Yeah, and I look at it this way. Some people are going to say, well, you know, their defense is so good they can cover for him. Those veterans don't want to cover for anybody. They want somebody that is in there that is locked into guarding. They'll understand maybe what you don't have as long as you're bringing everything that you do have, especially if you're a team that has championship aspirations.
Sheppard trying to make up for it. They're all over Jenkins. Good defense inside from Osibor and Harris.
There, now go by him. Go by him. Separate and go.
Jenkins staying attached to Sheppard, trying to use the Osibor screen. Launches a long 3, comes up way short. Now 1 for 5 from outside the arc. And Keels is fouled by Harris. Both these teams are going to be physical.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a combination of learning how to play physical for your team because you try and impress the franchise, but the referees are got to do the job they've got to do. And that becomes a challenge. But you got to figure it out. I mean, they're giving them lessons. Figure out how to get your hands out, show your length.
Klintman out top, pounding the ball at 6'9". The Swedish big trying to get fancy. He'll stay here with 9 to shoot.
See, and that's where Klintman is he's trying to make a play, but he's not really looking at making the pass, and there was nowhere really to go. You almost got to start your action, what you're looking before you even start your move.
Bickerstaff on the offensive rebound. That's what made him good in college, but taken away by Javon Harris. Hits it ahead for a big-time jam from Adonis Arms.
Yeah, I like Adonis Arms. Played at Texas Tech. This guy's been around. Aggressive, tough, been well coached, hard coached, knows what it takes.
And Keels right back at you with a little teardrop.
And we haven't seen him shoot a 3 yet, but Trevor Keels has improved his 3-point shooting so much, Drew. Last year in the G League, this is a guy that came out his first year after Duke, went to the Knicks, and is trying to carve out a spot in the NBA. Him making shots and making runners in the lane will help.
Keels still just 21 years old. Sheppard again got his hand on a pass. Reed Sheppard in the mix on the deck, fighting with Bobby Klintman.
We see the toughness, man. I mean, he is definitely a tough kid. Look at the hands. He's aggressive. Now, this is effort, man. Gets back in the play, first to the floor. Klintman's down there, too. They're fighting for it. They're scrapping for it. If Reed Sheppard can figure out how to play lower, take some bigger steps, be better in that recovery game and a help and recover type thing with his speed of recovery, and really learn how to cover some ground, he's going to be just fine defensively because he's certainly tough enough.
On the jump ball, he's given up 6 inches here against Klintman. See what kind of springs Reed Sheppard has here. Pretty good. Knocks it ahead. Kennedy Chandler ahead of the pack. Showtime from Kennedy Chandler at 6 feet tall, and Reed Sheppard. What a play. That's like a volleyball pass.
It's all in there for Reed Sheppard. It really is.
Lanier missed it. Bickerstaff working hard on the glass, drawing a foul on Houston.
Coach Reed, sometimes he tricks you as an athlete, but there it is. He gets up, great timing, great hands, great tip. Reed does so many little things. You know, they're more than intangibles. They're athletic plays that he can make. And if he can just clean up the turnovers and clean up like we talked about with some of the defensive efforts, he will help the Rockets this year.
Rockets in a zone look here. There's Keels. That's what you were looking at.
Yep,
the three-point stroke, and that's a thing of beauty.
So much different than what it was in college and early in the NBA. And he's got confidence when he takes it right now. Even his misses look like they're going. And watch him set this up. He gets the pass. Again, the pass is on time. It's on target. He rises up. Look at his eyes. Stays in it. Holds the follow through. Gives a signal. Let's go, Trevor.
Lowe's knows rewards members save more. And now, during Member Week at Lowe's, all rewards members can save up to 40% with big deals on select products and home essentials. Join for free and save.
You can see it. He's done a lot to improve his body, but there's a lot of meat on the bone for him to continue to get better, no doubt.
There's no question he sees himself as the leader of this Rockets Summer League club. Fouls on Klintman for a push out top, and Shepard still talking with Tyler Ricks.
Yeah, they're calling this game tight. And again, it may not be pleasing to the eye, but for these players to learn how to get down, to learn how to guard guards, if you're Bobby Klintman, to not put your hands and body in first, but to cover that ground, that's what you got to have. Great steal.
Jenkins says, give me that on a pilfer and a punch. Dennis Jenkins and one. Got some dabs from his Pistons teammates over there on the baseline.
Yeah, this guy's a tough guy. Dennis Jenkins is a tough guy. Great read. He, again, the pass, he could read it the whole way, got his outside hand. Another Rick Pitino staple, steal the ball with the outside hand. That's exactly what he did. Gets it, and we were always taught that you get a good 2 to 3 steps on the recovery if you can get that outside hand steal. And that's exactly what Jenkins did there.
Pistons lead back to 9. Javon Harris has shot the ball well. 3 for 4 from the floor, 9 points. Shepard leads the way with 14. Harris creates some space. Mid-range jumper won't go.
Yeah, Detroit's playing with the 3-second call a little bit right now. Be interesting to see. We had one of those calls early. Their help defense is staying in that lane a little bit. You can get away with it, keep doing it. Force the refs to call it.
Straight line drive. It's Danis Jenkins again. He's up to 14, leading the way for Detroit.
He was just a find for them on the on that G League team with the Crews last year. I mean, you can tell he's efficient. He's trying to lead, and he's made vast improvements in his offensive game.
Yeah, he had a tremendous season playing for Motor City last year. That's a foul on Jenkins.
Now, if you're the players, okay, we're in the first half. How many of those calls that we had? You got to recognize how the game is being called. And that's so important. You can't get away. It's a physical game, but it's not a game where you can hold. And the quicker you can figure that out and still be aggressive without fouling, you know how they're calling it. Figure it out and adjust.
Yeah, it is a tight whistle.
Absolutely.
23 fouls combined in 18 minutes of play.
These refs want to get paid too, Drew.
Oh, yeah.
Like you. They want to rise up the ladder.
Want a little airtime. Shot clock down to 3. Here's Chandler, defended by Lanier. College teammates against each other, and Chandler got the best of him that time.
Now, get up there and guard him, Reed Shepard. Let's see that defense. Get down there and play. There you go.
Yeah, there's a foul against Harris. Another foul.
Good job by Kennedy Chandler. He keeps the dribble alive. He doesn't have a play, sets him up, leaves his feet. Lanier does. He scores with the layup. Coach Jackson told us before the game they want to see Reed get up into the ball more. They picked the ball up earlier. Get up into it before the ball screen is called. Play off the communication from the big more. And do his work early.
Lanier right back at you.
That's doing your work early right there. Chaz Lanier is always ready to shoot. He was at North Florida. He was under Rick Barnes at Tennessee. And he's doing the same thing in Detroit.
Shepard catches that lollipop pass, takes a peek over at Shea Flores, saying that was a foul, just launches it from the parking lot. That's not a good shot.
Yeah, Reed's not there yet where he can get distracted with what's not getting called, right? This is where you want to play. You're not at that point yet. You know, maybe at some point you will be, but he hasn't shown that he can go at the refs, he can be mad about a call and then turn around and prove his point. Just play.
Pistons in the bonus, sends Ron Holland to the free throw line.
See, I don't like this as the referee right here. Okay, end the conversation right now, because now you're giving everybody else on the team the ability and the license to think that they can talk to you or at length, which is what we see right here about anything. That's not what this is. That's not what's teaching these guys how to move to a next play. Yeah, this game is a physical game. They're calling some tight plays. Yeah, was it a foul? Probably was. Did he lose his balance? He probably did. You know, it's all part of it. That's where you just want to keep going. Don't try to prove your point with a shot. Keep making a play for your team.
The Pistons lead is up to 14. They're 9 for 9 at the free throw line as a team. Shepard can't put it in, but got the whistle. And more free throws coming in this first half, which is approaching an hour.
See, now that would aggravate me to no end right now, that the referee that he was talking to at length about the call that he didn't get, she's the one that makes the call at the rim. And maybe it was a foul, but that's not what you want to give these players. You don't want to give them, make your point, say this is what it is, and move on, because that's what they do at the highest level, all right? And that's what these players have got to learn, and that's why sometimes they get fool's gold thinking they can get away with things with the referees. They're never going to get away with those during the regular season.
Well, hey, the Emirates NBA Cup tips October 31st. The much-anticipated tournament returns with all 30 teams in group play and 8 advancing to the knockout rounds, but only 1 will capture the cup. Visit NBA.com/NBA Cup to learn more. Final minute of the second quarter. Jenkins, finger roll is good. And another chance at an and one for Danis Jenkins, who's got his fingerprints all over this first half.
Yeah, he really does. Right now, the Pistons are bearing down and they're playing, right? They're not getting distracted. They're playing. It's a physical game. Great job. Gets inside, gets the snake dribble inside, and goes to the rim. Dante gets his hands up late. Great finish by Jenkins. Great change of pace.
It's an efficient stat line for Danis Jenkins, 23 years old. Enters his second year as a pro. Lanier defending Chandler. By the way, should correct, they weren't teammates at Tennessee. Lanier got there a few years after, spent 4 years at North Florida.
They can both go back for homecoming weekend.
Yes, they can. They both like that creamsicle shade of orange.
Yeah, and they both played for Rick Barnes, which there's a lot of things worse in life than that, right? That's a man belongs in the Hall of Fame. I hope it doesn't take much longer for him to get in there because he is an outstanding coach, one of the toughest people to go against year in and year out, and just keeps finding ways to make players better, reinvent. That league is so good. I mean, the SEC is so loaded. And he's been a winner everywhere he's been.
Yeah, when you were getting ready to play Tennessee under Rick Barnes, what was the first thing you thought of?
Well, you can't get out toughed, and that's a lot easier said than done. Because you talk about physical, I mean, they're very, very physical. My first year in that league, they had Grant Williams inside of it, who ended up being Player of the Year. But you also had to, what Rick does, and what Chaz Lanier was so good at there, is he teaches curl screens and reading screens and coming off looking for those shots as well as anybody. Does a lot of things well.
But Jenkins going for the 2 for 1. He's fouled shooting a 3 again. 3 free throws coming.
Guards are a little distracted right now for Tennessee. Right now, it just keep figuring out what the game is. This is where the front office, the head coach, the assistant coaches, they want to see how do you handle some conflict? How do you handle things that aren't going your way? How do you make a play after the play you just made wasn't good enough? And the big word is maturity, but it's more than that. You got to be able to process the game quickly and move on. You know, mental toughness a lot of times is a short memory. And too many times young players, they stay in the last play. They stay in what didn't happen instead of moving right on. And right now in this game, so far in the first half, the Pistons have been the ones moving on.
Yeah, they dominated the first quarter. Rockets cut all the way into that lead to start the second. Shepherd dominated the game. And then the Pistons have punched back to extend it all the way to 16. Now 17 as Jenkins cashes in on all 3 free throws. 15 points in the second quarter for Danis Jenkins.
Yeah, you do a good job right now with Detroit. You don't foul, you're going to get a look at the end of this. You want to get a great shot if you're Houston. Force the switch.
Shepherd sets the screen. Chandler snakes it in the lane, missed the shot. Offensive rebound, Samuels. Kick it out, Harris. He missed the triple. Rebound down to Klintman. Good hands from Cameron Matthews. Now 2 seconds, 1 second. Lanier, it's a bomb, and it won't go. But what a first half for the Detroit Pistons, looking to move to 2-0 here in Vegas.
Yeah, they really have turned it up. They had that rough few minutes in the second quarter, and they said enough of that. Here we come. Going to be an interesting second half.
Your cheeseburger deserves a nice
That was the original number that my young brother wore.
Okay.
So he wore it last year, actually.
Oh, you
So
did? Okay.
Just, bringing it back.
Yeah.
My first year. All humble beginnings. That's where I began, so that's where I'm going to begin in the league as well.
And like a lot of young players like to score, right? So when do you think you adopted that to be such a paramount of your game?
It was at Wasatch.
Okay, got it. Sure.
Coach P really hammered that into our team and our system.
Yeah.
Of really being defensive minded, really getting the ball out in transition and stuff like that. Really keep it popping. And I feel like I really adapted it through that. And then obviously with Coach Paris and their coaching staff at South Carolina, we had the same philosophy. It was just get stops and run.
How have you kind of enjoyed Vegas so far, and how does it match up to what you heard about it?
Well, it's been amazing. The group of guys that we have feel like it's unmatched. The chemistry that we already have, we've only been around each other for less than a month.
Yeah.
And what we've been able to accomplish, on and off the court with how we interact with each other, it's been amazing. One in a lifetime, feeling for real.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you to rank these former all-time great Raptors, in your opinion, right? So we have Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan, and Chris Bosh. Give me 1 through 5.
Are you serious?
I mean, you can just pick your favorite out of the 5 if you want.
I have to go with Vince.
Okay.
That's Raptor culture right there.
Yeah.
He's what created Raptors culture, and him and Tracy McGrady, so I got to pay tribute to a great one, great legend.
For people who haven't seen you play all that much, who do you think your game resembles?
I don't like to really resemble my game after somebody, but I like to watch the game a lot. I'm a real big student of the game. A lot of people say the Draymond, which I like that because of how intense he is.
Yeah.
He won Hustle Player of the Year.
Right.
What Aaron Gordon did in this past playoffs was something I feel like I can make an impact on in my team.
Absolutely.
His aggression, his physicality. He did all the little things that the Nuggets needed.
Right. Well, we all can't wait to watch the journey, and I appreciate the time today, Colin.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Push, pull, chin up, drop, run it back, grind, hard, push, pull, chin up, the king is back. Grind, hard, push, pull, chin up, the king is back.
Grand entrances need a Grand Highlander. Toyota. Let's go places.
Oh, look, I'm bottomless. Just like bottomless apps for $9.99 at Buffalo Wild Wings. That's right, you can get bottomless mop sticks, fried pickles, and so much more for you and all your bottomless friends. Bottomless apps for $9.99 only at B-Dubs.
What are you doing?
Crunching numbers on every NBA matchup.
But with the NBA app, you get real-time stats and highlights while you watch all season long. We're talking exciting plays, buzzer beaters.
And behind-the-scenes access to the league's brightest stars?
All season, all free.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
You don't get no second chances in March. This is what we've been preparing for.
It does not get much bigger than this one.
I play for those 3 letters on our chest. To me, it really means something.
When things get tough, my teammates look to me to be a leader.
This is a big moment. I knew that I was gonna have to step up. It's sweeter if it's harder to get what you want.
Welcome back to the NBA 2K26 Summer League. All Pistons in that first half. Rockets made a nice little run to start the second quarter. Pistons responded in a big way. Thanks for hanging out with us here on this Sunday, along with the coach, Tom Crean. I'm Drew Carter. So, Coach, Danis Jenkins, he comes into this game. He's a G League star last year, and he's not the biggest name on either of these rosters, and he's the best player on the floor in the first half.
Absolutely, because he's the best leader on the floor right now. He's doing things. He's showing his strengths, but he's also showing his improvement. As we watch, he's become so much better as a catch and shoot. There he gets a back cut and a pass from Tolu Smith. There he lines it up in the corner. Holds the follow-through, takes a challenge at the closeout. There, he gets fouled, has the presence of mind to stay in his shot as Reed Sheppard gets under him. Gets a great outside hand steal, gets to the rim, gets the finish. He is energizing his teammates on both ends of the floor because he's not only scoring, he is moving the ball and he is leading the team.
At 20 points on just 8 shot attempts for Jenkins. Chaz Lanier shooting the lights out, 3 for 6 from downtown. Sheppard, ball dominant player for Houston, but struggling with the shot, just 5 for 14 and a few turnovers as well.
Well, I'm anxious to see how Reed, because it could be one of those things. He's not going to play a lot more summer league games. Maybe he is. We don't know that. But you want to make sure that you come out of this knowing that you got better. And right now, too much frustration for him in that first half. He's got to respond right now and just play the game the right way that he's capable of doing.
Yeah, a lot of chatter with the officials. Trying to go glass there on the first shot of the third quarter. Missed it. And Folly Dante fighting for the rebound. Ron Holland comes away with it for the Pistons.
Nice pass.
Great feed. Klintman to Smith, and Tolu Smith will head to the free throw line.
Bobby Klintman, I know how disappointed Steve Forbes was when Bobby left Wake Forest after 1 year. I thought he was going to be a star if he stayed another year. He goes overseas, comes back, gets drafted 37th in the second round, plays in the G League. He is showing a skill set. That is a very good pass from a 6'8", 6'9" player, throwing it to Tolu Smith, who did a great job getting out and running on the break.
We've seen Klintman handle the ball a bunch in this game, too.
Yeah, and that was the big storyline for him outside of what Ron Holland II did the other day, was how Bobby Klintman passed the ball. And I think that's, he said he was brought up as a passer. He said his first introduction to basketball was as a point guard because his older brother, who he played with back overseas, was the main guy. So he had to learn how to play point. I don't think he was 6'9" then, but he's definitely taken those skills and brought him a long way.
Lane violation on Kevon Harris from the Rockets, so Tolu Smith will shoot his second free throw again. Klintman grew up in Sweden, played 8 games for the Pistons last year. Coach mentioned a big shot toward the end of the regular season when some younger guys were getting some looks. And
on the road at Milwaukee, too, I think it was on the road. So
trying to carve out a spot in the rotation here for a Pistons team that's on the rise. One of the biggest turnarounds in NBA history last season. First team in the league ever to triple their win total from a year before. Protecting the rim well there as their lead has ballooned to 19. Lanier gets to his spot. Elbow jumper comes up short. Here's Kevon Harris through the lane for 2.
Yeah, great job attacking the rim. The Pistons on Friday were much more about playing on the side. Today, they're really trying to get the ball up into the middle of the floor. Good shot by Lanier. It just didn't go, but you got to get back when you get penetration like that from the ball handler.
Harris, the second Rocket in double figures. He's got 11. Klintman for 3. That line drive delivery looks good. It's a long 2.
Yeah, he looked like he'd worked on something there. He brought that thing, crossed on the side step, got the crossover, and knocked it down.
Cameron Matthews, no dice. And here comes Klintman again. Summer League head coach Vitaly Potapenko said he's gotten so much better as a slasher and a driver. We've seen him round out his game. Sheppard will let it fly from anywhere. Holland, his shadow right now. 10 to shoot as Sheppard backed into a corner. Dante's the outlet. Good recovery from Klintman. Feet inside, and Harris gets 2 more.
Nice play. And if you're guarding Reed Sheppard right now, you don't want to trap because he's going to find the open man. What you want to do is switch and force him to see if he can get around you. The switch a lot of times is more important than the trap. See right here, Tolu Smith leaves. Dante catches it at the high post. They rotate. The bottom man gets caught. He finds him. because Klintman is there to play that pass. Kevon Harris reads it, gets to the basket. Really nice pass from Dante.
Lanier, way too much space for him. He missed the shot. Here's Chandler on the run out. Shepherd trailing the play, again defended by Holland. These are two top 5 picks from last year's draft going toe-to-toe. Another bad pass. Klintman had it for a second. Matthews finds Dante for the jam.
Great play by Cam Matthews. Had a very, very good career at Mississippi State under Ben Howland and Chris Jans.
The Rockets announced today that he signed a contract with a big club. So congrats to Cam Matthews, 2-time All-SEC first-team defense. Klintman is behind the play.
Nice
Chandler
pass.
Takes advantage again.
Nice pass. The transition D is not there right now for the Pistons. There is no doubt about that. Got to get that figured out. They're getting shots, but they're not getting back. And right now, Houston is taking advantage of that.
Chipping into this Pistons lead with a 6-0 run. And another ticky-tack foul on the perimeter. It's on Chandler. Mel's got more on Cam Matthews.
Yeah, I do. I talked to his mom, Ruthie Matthews. She is a proud mama, to say the least. But she said, listen, I'm a mama bear to all of these guys. I asked her, do you talk ball with your son? She said no. Ever since he was a kid, as young as 5, 6 years old, he would come home from basketball practice, and she would ask how it would go. He said, I don't want to talk about it with you, Mom. I want us to keep our relationship mom and son, and I'll worry about the basketball thing on the court.
Well, I'm sure she is happy today as Holland finishes, and he's fouled.
Really nice finish. Got the ball out in front, got to the other side of the rim. We're talking about this before the game, Drew. Cam Matthews, well, we'll get to him, but watch this play. Holland catches it, rips it up, puts the ball out in his left hand. All right, sees Dante there, has a great step, covers ground off his dribble, gets to the other side of the board. Beautiful shot.
Should go try out for Cirque du Soleil here in Vegas with some
Are they still a thing
like that? Oh, I believe so.
Well, they'll probably be at Backstreet Boys tonight too.
Yes, I'll see them there.
Cam Matthews, only guy in the SEC history we're talking about this. 950+ points, 850+ rebounds, 350+ assists, 250+ steals in his SEC career. 2-time All-SEC defensive team. And you can tell why he's got an opportunity, because he is a hustle, make effort plays, rebound, cut. He's got to get the shot better.
Shepherd got it back after the miss, 10 to shoot. He's got Klintman out on the perimeter. Looking to take the big man to the rack, and he does with a nifty finish.
That might be the best play Reed Shepherd's made all day. Got the man on his side, pushed the dribble out. All right, they couldn't get to the block shot, got to the other side of the board. Beautiful move.
Brown with the steal. Ahead to Wilson for the flush. Malik Wilson played his college ball at Houston. Now playing his pro ball for Houston. They force a Detroit timeout. 12-point lead for the Pistons. Vitaly Potapico wants to talk it over. We'll be talking with the Rockets head coach Ime Udoka when we return.
Lowe's knows you want your first cookout to leave a good first impression. And with convenient same-day delivery.
Welcome back to Vegas, where the Pistons lead the Rockets by 12 midway through the third quarter, and it is a pleasure to be joined now by Rockets head coach Ime Udoka. Ime, thanks for doing this. What's your favorite part about coming to Vegas for Summer League?
Getting a chance to watch young guys, watch the coaches develop as well, but chance to see some guys in different roles. Obviously want to see these guys confident, aggressive, and see what can carry over into the regular season.
I'd heard from Ed Pinckney back about a month ago some of the battles that were going on inside your workout facility between Ben Thompson and Jabari Smith Jr. What do you see for those two guys as far as the way they battle together and what they can do moving forward into this next year?
Yeah, I think all our guys are very competitive. Obviously, the depth that we have and all these guys kind of coming up together, they always go at it, but fight together on the court even more than they do with each other. And so, yeah, it's always great to sharpen your tools against some really high-level defenders. I think all these guys have a competitive nature. We've seen that from day one, and they've both grown together, and, the future's bright with these two, and love to see them going at it. But like I said, they all have each other's back on the court when it comes game time.
Now, Raphael Stone said that you're not a developmental team anymore, and we saw that last year. You guys are the 2 seed in the West, 7-game series against the Warriors. What's the key for your group to take another step after you just took a huge one?
I think the IQ department is a big one. Experience is a big thing, and having that playoff experience and going through the in-season tournament and some of these very challenging situations this year will bode well for us going forward. And so when you have the amount of young guys we had, there's a first time for everything, and I think they've gone through that now and have those experiences to kind of carry over into next year. And so you add the vets that we've added. I think those guys have helped expedite the process with our young guys as far as growth. But now it's up to them to do the experience, and they've done that last year, and looking forward to it next year.
Let's talk about Jabari Smith Jr. for a minute. He gets a contract like that. We all know, I've known him since the 10th grade, how competitive he is. What do you want to see him for sure take the next step on both ends of the floor right now as he goes into this year with you?
A big thing for Jabari was growing in the strength department, and people don't realize how young he is coming out of Auburn after 1 year, and that's going to take some time. Everybody doesn't pack on muscle as fast as I'm in with some of these guys, and so you've seen him grow in that department so far in the offseason. I think his strength on both ends of the court, that will help, obviously, defending and driving the basket with confidence, and we've seen him take a big step so far in the postseason so far. And so those things will be good for him going forward, but just to continue to be aggressive, hunt his shots, continue to work on his handle and all the things that we kind of shared with him.
That was Tolu Smith with the big stuff on one end. Offensive rebound to Moses Brown out of bounds. It'll be Pistons ball. The big news in the offseason is you guys bringing in Kevin Durant, a guy you worked with when you were in Brooklyn and you played against as well. Have you seen the clips circulating on social media of you locking up Kevin Durant?
I've never locked up Kevin Durant. I'll just start with that. But if he misses a shot, it probably has nothing to do with a 6'5" guy trying to contest him. And so, I remember obviously him coming in as a rookie and saw the growth that he had from year 1 to year 2 to year 3. And obviously he's carried that through his whole career. But, working with him in Brooklyn and Team USA was really good for me to see the day-to-day development. I think those things would be big for our young guys to see as well. One of the hardest workers, extremely diligent in his craft, and obviously very competitive on the court, so that'll continue to rub off on our guys like Fred and some of the other vets did.
The other day when Raphael said that Reed Sheppard has to basically get into that rotation, it's got to happen now. What do you want to see from him on the defensive end that is going to not only give you confidence as a head coach, but is really, I think sometimes people lose sight, well, you got a really good defensive team, so they'll just cover for him. No, really good defensive players want to make sure everybody else is giving their best effort and energy too. What do you think he has to bring for his teammates to see that he belongs out there on the court with them on the defensive end when they're trying to lock down and win games?
Yeah, it's really to take that challenge and have the defensive mindset. He has really good hands, and you see the steal numbers that he has today and yesterday and last game. We want him to take the initial hit a little bit better, not give up the blow-bys and rely on reaching and those things, but take that challenge. Teams went after him. It was no secret early in the season last year. And so you've seen him take steps in that already, but we don't want to have any weak links on the court. And, guys take pride in not being a defensive liability. So he's taking on that challenge. Everybody knows the shot creation and obviously the IQ that he has, but a big thing for us is guarding. All of our guys being able to guard, and he's really grown in that department.
Lost it there. Pistons with another takeaway. 20-point lead here inside of 4 minutes to play in the third. And we just saw Dorian Finney-Smith walking by. We talked about Kevin Durant already. I mean, as a coach, does it make your job a little more simple when you have those vets in the room as opposed to an entirely young team?
Yeah, it's obviously different. When I got here, we had 7 first-round draft picks in the last 3-4 years, and still have a really young core with 5 of those guys still here. But anytime you can add those guys, obviously their IQ, the experience, like I mentioned, those things go a long way. But credit to Fred and Dylan and Jeff Green and all the guys that we did bring in that allowed our young guys to grow, but at the same time shared those experiences with them. And now you add Kevin and Dorian and Steven Adams came along, Clint Capella coming now. So it's a really good mix of youth and experience now. And so, but we don't want to rely on the vets to come in and save the day. We've always said that the most growth we'll have is by the young guys taking steps, and they're continuing to do that.
With all the maturity and that you gain as they grow and get older and grow together like that, you bring in a KD, you bring in Clint Capella. When you look back at last year, you see maybe there's something on both sides of the ball that you say we are going to have to address this immediately in the fall and when we get to camp for us to take the steps that we want to take as a team. Because obviously the next step is to be good enough to win the championship, because you're right there. Is there something that you look back at from the season and you've studied in the offseason that says we've got to be better on both sides of the ball in these key areas?
Yeah, I would say the one that stands out is some of the shooting numbers. We want to shoot it better from 3, obviously. Had some guys that had really good years, but you add some guys as well. Obviously, Kevin coming and being a part of that will definitely help. But like I said, we're not just relying on him. We need guys to continue to work on their shot creation, other guys being able to create for each other, and not just relying on Alpy in the post or Fred handling pick and roll or Kevin to bail us out. Everybody has to grow in that area. And so we look at Tari, Amin, Jabari, the young guys that we have. They've taken those steps, and that's really been a focus of theirs in the offseason to continue to grow as a team. And the more weapons we have out there, the better we'll be.
You're a great athlete yourself. You've coached a lot of amazing athletes. Where is Amen Thompson on the scale?
Like I said, didn't lock up KD. And great athlete is something I probably haven't heard much, but
fine. So
Bruce, like on retainer right here with your athleticism. It's pretty cool.
You got to see the clip of him locking up KD. I'm going to use that term again. But for all the guys you've coached, Amen Thompson, does he even pop among those guys from an athletic perspective?
Absolutely. From day one, we saw that, and it was striking to see him in person and the quick twitch he has. But yeah, he's a freak as far as that. Ultra competitive and also really good guy off the court, great player, and he's continuing to work extremely hard. But doesn't just rely on his athleticism. Wants to be an all-around player. But that part, some of those things you can't emulate, and he has those natural tools and abilities that most people don't have.
He's a special guy. Ime Udoka, special coach. Thanks for coming over, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have fun. Good luck this season.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
I know what you're thinking. Total glow up. What's her secret? Fine, I'll spill. I totally upgraded with Verizon. Everyone gets a free phone with any plan, even if you're already a customer, like me. Now I have Google Gemini. It's like a little glam squad in my pocket. Gemini, what eye makeup goes with this lipstick? I'd suggest a classic cat eye. Wow, setting the bar high for daycare pickup. Get in on this.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills.
My watch is broken.
You could tell time by measuring the sun's distance from the horizon. Looks like happy hour. Head for the
written consent of the NBA.
Well, the NBA family is heartbroken by the loss of life and the devastation caused by the flooding across the Texas Hill Country. In a powerful show of unity, the Dallas Mavericks, Houston Rockets, and San Antonio Spurs are teaming up to support those impacted. All three teams will be wearing Texas Strong warm-up shirts during Summer League. These shirts are available now for purchase, with 100% of the proceeds benefiting the Texas Sport for Healing Fund. To learn more, visit NBAcares.com. Rockets and Pistons here late third quarter. Welcome back to the Thomas and Mack Center. Great to have Ime Udoka with us earlier on. And Kevin Durant, yeah, speaking of Texas basketball, KD, former Longhorn, now joining the Rockets this season, and they expect to contend in the Western Conference.
Well, I think he hit it, and we could have talked about that forever. What they're going to gain from being around KD and his work ethic and how he prepares and the way he gets ready for games, and just obviously the confidence that he brings to older or young players. I think it's going to be a lot of fun watching that team grow.
And beyond that, just in basketball terms, I mean, they really need a guy who can shoot. That was the first thing he said when you asked him what needs to improve for him to take another step. It's shooting.
Yeah, and that's exactly why the Reed Shepherd defense and those type of things become important too, because now all of a sudden, whether Reed's on the ball or off the ball, you got to guard him every possession. And so that makes the game easier for everybody else in Houston as well. And anytime you have a shooter like that you can't bring help from, it makes the drivers and all those guys significantly better at making their decisions and reads.
That's the gravity that guys can bring when they can really shoot. They brought Fred Van Vliet back, added a year to his contract, restructured it. Signed Jabari Smith to the big contract, 5 years, $120 million plus. Ron Holland with the steal. And the athleticism to throw it down, make this a
He's so quick.
Lead. Yeah.
Man, is he quick. I mean, he gets the steal. That ball came out of nowhere when he dunked it. So this is going to be interesting now for the Pistons to keep playing that type of hardness, right? Going after balls, going after deflections, rotations. Great job right there. Great defense.
Well, you could just feel the culture shift for the Pistons last season. They go from the worst team in the league to the 6th seed in the East. These guys are feeling good here in Vegas. The lead's up to 23 as Bryce Williams strokes the 3.
Yeah, and when you look at the Pistons, okay, we know who they added in Karis LeVert and Duncan Robinson. You're bringing back Jaden Ivey, who was really doing a good job last year. Yeah. And it's going to take a little time. I wouldn't think you could expect him to be where he was at early on, especially you're coming off an injury like that. But they get to mid-year, he's going to be phenomenal. And the other guy that never gets talked about enough in Detroit, especially with losing Beasley like they have, is Tobias Harris. I mean, he's a pro's pro, man. I mean, you can just wind him up. He's going to get 20 no matter what. And he wins. He knows how to make people better. We look at Isaiah Stewart there and Jalen Duren. Those guys took big steps for the Pistons. But the Pistons are like the Rockets. They're still relatively young. They've got to take, everybody's still got to take a couple more steps. And when you've got that kind of youth, you're capable of it.
Three ball on the way again from Williams. Just made one. This one's a miss. Rebound to Chris Ledlum. Pistons had a good chance to knock off the Knicks in that first round series. Lost it in 6. With all that youth that Coach is talking about, they got a chance to be really good in the Eastern Conference. It's there for the taking. Arms with a spin. What a move from Adonis Arms.
Yeah, we knew. Coach Jackson said we would see him today after not seeing him the other day. I mean, you look at his body, the shoulders, and that's what you want right now. You're studying the Rockets to see who is going to do everything they can do right now the rest of this game to bring that score down, to impact the game, and to keep making their teammates better. And not just about taking shots and coming down and getting looks, but making the right plays.
Three-second split, shot clock and game clock. TJ Bickerstaff out on the perimeter. Nephew of DJ Bickerstaff, the Pistons head coach. Kevon Harris on the lead for Samuels for 2. Kevon Harris has had a really nice game. 15 points, 4 boards, and now 3 assists.
Oh, don't let him dribble it straight up. That's where you want to come pick him up.
Well, the Pistons 10 minutes away from moving to 2-0 here in the Summer League. Reed Shepherd with a good quarter, but all Detroit right now.
Lowe's knows.
to come out here this fourth quarter and be physical, be the more tougher team. I think we'll be in a good position.
Well, in something that Garrett Jackson was saying in your huddle, he wants you guys to keep pushing it in transition. What is it that you're saying to each other on the court to make that happen?
Take it and go. Don't look for the point guard. You know, we got a lot of guys that can bring it up. So just try to be on the side of aggression, and let's go win this game. That's all I'm telling them. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we ran into Kevon Harris at halftime, and that's a guy you would have loved to have at Georgia, right?
No question about it. I mean, that's just he is a hard-playing, full-time warrior. I mean, and that's what you want. That's how he's trying to stick.
Shepard back in the game now, 6 for 19 from the floor, just 1 for 7 from beyond the arc. Here's a guy who can shoot it from out there, Miller Kopp. Harris with the rebound. TJ Bickerstaff and Folly Dante getting into it a little bit. Now Kennedy Chandler joining.
Oh yeah, TJ's from Atlanta. If I'm not mistaken, he played with Jabari Smith Jr. And so for some point in time in high school. Just got the T on that. So obviously there were a few words there. It wasn't the quantity of the words, might have been the quality of the word that got him that technical.
And Folly Dante just laughing it off. Ron Holland playing peacemaker.
One guy that doesn't get talked about enough in the history of basketball for what he did is TJ's grandpa and JB's father, Bernie Bickerstaff. I mean, my memories as a kid of being a Bullets fan, living in Michigan, and being a Piston fan and learning about the game. Bernie Bickerstaff is an incredible coach. I think he's still active in it. I think in a consultant role, but the bottom line is what a great coach. Coach with Dick Motta, coach of the Bullets, and obviously JB went in, did excellent in Cleveland, and went in right into Detroit and established what his program was all about.
Yeah, he's done an incredible job, just 1 year. And in year 2, under JB Bickerstaff, expect him to take another step as Chandler goes to the floor and draws the foul on Holland. Four fouls on Holland. You get 10 in these summer league games before you're DQ'd.
Now the game is 18, but there's still, or I'm sorry, the game is 20, yeah, 18, but there's still room for somebody to change the momentum of this game. Momentum of this game from Houston, and because Detroit got the play right off the bat, right at the start of the quarter, get the layup on the post pass, and they could just play out the string. Houston can't let that happen. Somebody's got they're playing for jobs. They're either playing for minutes, rotation spots, or jobs. And there's no giveaway quarter.
Well, Summer League action continues in Las Vegas on NBA TV, ESPN, and the ESPN app. On NBA TV tonight, you got Miami and Cleveland at 7:30 Eastern, then Milwaukee and the Clippers at 9:30. Tomorrow night, NBA TV Atlanta, Houston, 4:30 Eastern, and then Charlotte and Dallas. So you got a little delay in the action here. Tyler Ricks is over there at the scores table. Vitaly Potapenko asking him what the deal is. And it looks like we're ready for action. Now, if the Rockets want to chip into this league, they got to shoot the ball better. They missed 9 threes in a row. They're 2 for 16 for the game. Shepard and Harris, the only two with a made 3. Here is Reed Shepard. Ziegler sticking to him like glue. Zakai Ziegler, a 2-time SEC Defensive Player of the Year, just created a steal. Shepard behind the play. Nice hands from Kennedy Chandler and better hands from Steve LeBeau over here at the table.
Now, this is where Reed Shepard is got to get better at either creating more space, separation. I say he's got to take bigger strides and drop the shoulder because he's not getting by. See, he's high. He's up high. He hits him with the shoulder, but he never gets low and sets him up to go by him. And frankly, there wasn't a lot of space there. But that's a big step for Reed Shepard, and you can't spin move on a guy like Zakai. Zakai Ziegler's got a room full of defensive awards from Tennessee and the SEC.
Dante protecting the rim. Holland went down. Kopp gives it up to Bickerstaff, driving on Dante. Those guys just got into it, and they called a foul on Folly Dante. Rockets might think about challenging this. They're taking a look at the iPad over there.
Well, it's either that or they got the set list for Backstreet Boys because they're all going too. It's possible.
Everyone's going to be there, Tom. You should.
I won't be. I appreciate the invite, but That's not me. Much as I'd like to see the spear, that's not me. I don't even know any of their songs. I know one of them. You've been singing. You've been singing it.
You know at least one.
Since we got in the car, you've been singing.
Ziegler beating the horn there to push the lead back to 20. Zakai Ziegler won a lot of games at Tennessee. 109 wins playing for Rick Barnes, tied with Jeremiah Meshack, his teammate, for most in program history for a player. As Harris missed the tray, and a foul again. This one's on Bickerstaff, fighting with Dante for position. That's 42 fouls combined in this game.
Yeah, and you know what? As a player, you've just got to move on, right? And it's not aesthetically pleasing for anybody, but at the bottom line is they want jobs. They want to make the NBA as well. And the part of this, the mental toughness part for the players, you get over it quickly and you move on to the next play. You don't just play out the string of the game. And right away, the pass was made against the Pistons. That pass to the corner in the first half, they were stealing that pass. Their hands were down on that play.
Dante, the roll man, makes the catch on the pass from Shepard, waits and scores. Good patience from N'Faly Dante.
Yeah, that's the kind of guy you'd like to see make it. This is a guy that his last year at Oregon, they started talking about him not being able to play because of a knee injury. They took him to Chicago. Coach Brian Fish took him to Chicago. They met a doctor named Dr. Brian Cole that was able to look at his knee and say, not only are you going to be able to keep playing, you're going to be able to keep playing sooner rather than later. And the way it was explained to me, Dante was, well, I want to make sure it's good because, you know, when I get to the combine, I want to make sure that my knee is sound. So I can promise you I think it's going to be fine because I'm one of the doctors at the combine. So goes to Chicago, gets his knee operated on, gets it fixed, goes in to Oregon, finishes that year. For a young guy from Mali, he's in there trying to make it in the NBA, and he's definitely shown improvement.
Yeah, Dante played on a two-way deal last year. Back in the summer league, still just 23 years old. Speaking of age, Trevor Keels is still 21.
Crazy, isn't it?
Hard to believe it. He played at Duke with Paulo Banchero and Mark Williams, who I just saw walking by, Wendell Moore, A.J. Griffin. That was a stacked Duke team. I guess most of them are.
Now, Trevor Keels is the guy you root for because he's tough-minded. Should he have left after 1 year? Maybe not. But at the end of the day, here he is. And instead of just looking and playing the game the way he wants to play it, he has dove in and made improvements in his game, especially with that jump shot.
Ziegler can't finish this time. Tolu Smith working hard on the glass. Rockets ball.
That's a stunner. Trevor Keels still 21. We're going to talk to Scotty Barnes in the next game. I had to look at it twice, and he's still just 23.
Yeah.
And he's not even going to be 24 till August. Amazing. You think of Scotty Barnes, you think about a 10-year vet, right?
No,
he's only 23.
Asabor missed it in tight. 20-point lead here for Detroit. They beat the Knicks 104-86 on Friday. One of the most impressive teams in the early going of this 2K26 Summer League. There is Keels. Can't finish it, but he's fouled. We're going to get to 50 fouls in this game. It's on Asabor.
Flow is hard. That's why execution is so important. And obviously, you know, you got a chance to get any type of contact right now, you're going to get a chance to get to the foul line. But again, who can come down, run their offense, keep moving it? Because
Adonis Arms back in there for Houston. Shepard takes a seat. Got to think his day is done. We'll see how much more he plays here in Vegas.
Now, this is what Trevor Keels can do. He can get up into you and guard you, use that body, use that strength. Oh, that's a tough call.
Another
that's
foul.
A tough call. I'm trying to look at the glass half full. They're all, I've said it 10 times. They're trying to get jobs too. Those are tough though.
3 fouls on each team here in the fourth. Look at Keels all over the ball. Could have his right hand on Kevon Harris's back. 6.5 to go. Kennedy Chandler at the wheel for this Rockets offense. Here comes Cam Matthews. And another whistle.
Matthews, yes, he goes to the line right now. The jump shot part of him, there's a little bit of hitch in that shot that he's not quite been able to take care of yet. We heard Coach Jackson talk about shooting it with confidence. And I think, like Gary, misses that free throw. He's got a good release, but he falls back on it. His shoulders go back. He's a wide-shouldered kid, or young man. He just needs to be able to catch the ball, go straight up, keep your shoulders forward, hold your follow-through.
He's a throwback in how he plays, and also because he was a 5-year senior at Mississippi State, which is increasingly rare to stay at one school for all 5 years.
But what I like about it, too, is it just goes to show him. And if you stuff that stat sheet with a lot of different stats, it's not always about your three-point percentage, not about your field goal percentage. It's about doing all the things that lead to winning. He's been a part of some good winning at Mississippi State, as was Tolu Smith.
Chandler driving it on Keels, looking to get the whistle. He doesn't. And that'll be Pistons ball. And it'll send us to a timeout. When we return, Melanie talking with Jalen Duren of the Pistons.
NBA 2K26 Summer League is proudly sponsored by NBA2K26. Rated E for everyone.
Your cheeseburger deserves a nice big slice.
With Jalen Duren and squad. How y'all feeling watching your guys out there putting on a clinic?
They putting in work right now, getting the job done. Last 6 minutes, gonna finish it out.
This has been a physical game. What about what you're seeing here is going to translate into the regular season?
The physicality for sure, the attitude that we're bringing. It runs through the whole organization. You know, we all train the same way, the mindset the same way. We all got the same chip on our shoulder.
Well, and speaking of your organization, you did something that was historic last season. I mean, it was one of the greatest turnarounds in NBA history. Talk to me about what went into that, how these guys were accountable for all the things they were able to do.
Man, it was a whole team effort. It was like a family. We stayed together and got the job done. There's nothing much to really say to it. We got a long way to go. It was just the start of a long journey.
Thank you for your time, Drew.
All right, Mel, clearly well-liked by his teammates. All of them over there sitting on the baseline. Part of that interview, Oklahoma City style. Interview by committee.
Hey, it works for them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Works for them. It's so good to see Jalen Duren having that type of success. I mean, he was a must-see guy, whether you were recruiting him or not, when he was in high school, playing for team final, goes to Memphis, plays for Penny Hardaway for a year, and he's just gotten better and better in Detroit. And it's great to see him playing with confidence. And we use that word a lot, but he's got it. He's earned it. You could tell he's put the work in.
Watching him play in college, it was like a man amongst boys a lot of the time.
And I don't think he really knew how good he could possibly be, right? He was always big, and there's so many guys that come out of that area. Derek Lively, Jalen Duren, and like they get up here, man, and they just take off. I mean, the improvements Derek Lively made in Dallas from when he got drafted to where he was going into the NBA Finals 2 years ago was incredible to me. And again, we're seeing it in here. I mean, the game is not indicative of it right now, but this is your job, but you can't ever look at it like it's a grind when you have to get better. It's an embracing of a lot of work, of a lot of technique, of doing it the right way, and building up that not only mental toughness and mental fortitude, but that skill development that can carry you through when you're dependent on, but can also, you're confident enough that when it's not there, you can continue to impact winning. And that's what you learn about some of these guys in situations like this. Even in a game like this, it's a 20-point game.
And if you think about their turnaround last season, it's up there in terms of win percentage with the greatest turnarounds in NBA history. But what was different about it is those other teams added Hall of Famers in the offseason before. Like, think about KG and Ray Allen going to Boston, the Spurs drafting David Robinson and Tim Duncan, Steve Nash going to the Suns. Those are the big turnarounds. The Pistons added Tobias Harris and Malik Beasley, right? And then they added a new coach and JB Bickerstaff, and the guys continue to improve. And Jalen Duren is certainly one of them. It was an organic turnaround, and that franchise deserves a ton of credit. And the arrow is pointing up for the Pistons.
There's no doubt. And obviously the Malik Beasley situation is what it is. But the year that he had for the Pistons.
Oh, Chandler tried to snatch the life out of Danis Jenkins, but he missed it. Blocked by the rim. Chaz Lanier with the three. Tolu Smith, the offensive board. Jenkins lines it up. Knocks it down. What a game for Danis Jenkins. 23 points on 10 field goal attempts, plus 6 assists.
That's a credit to a lot of people that work with him that keep giving him the confidence to be able to knock those shots down. Whether it's Jeremy Hart back at SMU, whether it's the people he had back in college, whether it's the Pistons developmental coaches.
It's a great pass from great Osibor to Adonis Arms. You mentioned the Malik Beasley situation. Trajan Langdon was on the broadcast Friday talking about how it sounds like they are ready to move on. Of course, the investigation still ongoing. But the Pistons went out, signed Duncan Robinson to help with their shooting. Also lost Tim Hardaway Jr. in the offseason. He's going to Denver as Jenkins rises up for the SWAT.
Yeah, the Malik Beasley situation, that year that he had, you could argue it was the best year of his career, not just the way he played percentage-wise in the threes, but how, I mean, he looked like a great teammate to me on that team. I mean, he really
part of their personality.
No question. No question. And you mentioned Tobias Harris with the way that he played, but Duncan Robinson has got some bona fide skills. And I always remember Duncan Robinson in college. We game planned for him at Indiana as a help defender, not just as a shooter. And people don't believe that. We could ask any of our players. He was so good and help defense that we had to move him on the weak side because he could cover for his teammates so well. Even going back then, I remember doing one of his games at Iowa, telling John Beilein, like, I think he's going to have at least a 6-year NBA career. And I was way off on that. I was way off.
You undersold him.
I undersold him, but I definitely, and it wasn't just the shooting. You could see that from the moment he came from Williams to Michigan. But how much better he got defensively, helping his teammates, being a smart player, being a smart defender, talking to his teammates. And I didn't get the whole belief that he wasn't going to be good enough defensively in the NBA. And he's definitely able to hold his own.
Well, he got paid this offseason, 3 years, $48 million. Karis LeVert, 2 years, $29 million. The Pistons add around their young superstar, Cade Cunningham. Bryce Williams on a triple, and the basketball is in the building as Williams hits another. Final 3 minutes of regulation here. The Pistons have run away with this thing, on top by 22. Chandler with a nifty finish.
Great move. That's a Kennedy Chandler move. He was always good at extending his dribble, keeping that dribble alive. High school, the 1 year at Tennessee, great move. I thought he came in on Friday and changed the energy of the game. Today he got the starting nod. But that's how you got to carve it out. You got to be a nasty pest defensively when you're that size, and you've got to be able to make your shots, but you've got to be able to make the other guys better and get them open looks like this.
Ledlum, a double clutch. Chris Ledlum way upstairs. Played in France last year. He was the MVP of their second-tier league over there. Lanier, wide open. What do you think?
Yeah, that's what you love to see from him. His big thing is going to be this. People know he's going to make shots, and he's always going to be a threat to score. He's got to be able to impact the game, whether it's the Pistons this year, whether it's the G League. When he's not making shots, just like that, does he continue to impact the game? He's definitely a good enough defender, but when you're a shooter like that, you can get down too easy.
Malik Wilson, and one. He'll be shooting a free throw when we return. It is lovely to be in Las Vegas. There's a look at the Sphere. We'll be there
seats,
tonight.
by the way. No, we're you. Where's your seats at?
Domino's Best Deal Ever is back. Any hand-tossed, pan, thin crust, or New York-style pizza with any toppings for just $9.99 online. Last time you got
sausage, bacon,
chicken,
spinach, beef, buffalo sauce.
What are you gonna get this time? Get Domino's $9.99 Best Deal Ever before it's gone.
Lowe's knows you want your first cookout to leave a good first impression. And with convenient same-day delivery, we'll help you make sure every
NBA game is Tuesday night, 8 Eastern on ESPN. Caitlin Clark and the Fever are taking on Tina Charles and the Sun at the TD Garden in Boston. You know that place, right, Drew?
I do.
Right. Coverage begins with countdown at 7:30 in the TD Garden. What a building.
Right. And they did that last year where the Sun played at the Garden. It was a great, great environment, and that will be a sellout. There's no doubt about it. I mean, Tom Crean's not even one game into his summer league broadcasting career, and he's already doing promos.
Now, what you want to do is you want to, no matter the age, you want to keep getting better, and you want to prove you're versatile.
Look at Ziegler. Missed the shot. That was $1 million move. He almost had himself a bona fide highlight after the ankle breaker. Upstairs for Ledlam again.
Chris Ledlam went to China. I'm sorry. What country?
France.
France, my bad. I get him confused. But watching film, I thought he did a really good job last year. You know, the league wasn't great, so he was able to get fouled a lot. But he really went over there and worked on his shots. And I think that's going to be important for him if he's going to carve out any type of career over here.
That's what all these guys are trying to do, carve out a spot, whether it's for the team they're wearing the jersey for here or somebody else. Adonis Arms with the jam. Kennedy Chandler racking up the assists.
Yeah, that's the important thing. I mean, it's not only your team. It's not only the 29 other NBA teams. It's all the G League, and it's all of these different countries and teams that come from those countries. They're looking to build their programs and their rosters. I mean, there's so many. That's why it's a summit up there. It's just an absolute world summit for basketball here.
Ledlam talking a little bit after the block on Ziegler. There's Chandler looking for the call. And for once, the whistle did not blow. 49 combined fouls in this game.
Are we going to get to your 50? You called 50.
I don't think so, Tom. And if we do...
Oh, I wouldn't say never.
Chandler lines it up and sticks a triple. But this is Pistons wire to wire. It's another dominant performance from Detroit here in Las Vegas. And Ron Holland was the superstar with 28 points in game one. Danis Jenkins, their best player today, with 23 points on 10 shots. TJ Bickerstaff down low. Got the offensive rebound back. Tough jumper off the mark. See if Chandler takes one final shot. He does. Not going to count, not going to matter. 15-point win for the Pistons as they remain unbeaten here in Vegas, and they look good doing it. Reed Shepherd, he was carrying a lot of responsibility in this game. Took 19 shots, ends with 18 points, just 1 for 7 from beyond the arc, and turned it over at a level that he's going to be upset with after the game. The Rockets fall to 0-2 after they lost to the Clippers by 3 on Friday, and the Pistons moved to 2-0 with 2 convincing wins.
Yeah, Danis Jenkins, I mean, again, Ron Holland II, I thought he really turned in and did some good things. They had good all-around play, but Danis Jenkins was excellent in this game.
Jenkins going through the handshake line. Melanie's going to try to grab him. Jenkins had 18 points in game 1 here Friday and 23 points today, and made a massive impact on both sides of the floor, defending and picking up full court a lot, especially against Reed Shepherd. Another strong game from Ron Holland, who's leading this Pistons Summer League team after he played 81 games for the big club last year. And Melanie's with Danis Jenkins.
Congratulations on the win. A dominant wire-to-wire win for you guys. Talk to me about what went into this effort tonight.
I mean, we're just trying to come out and compete. It's summer. We're just taking advantage of our opportunities. And we're just trying to come out and show what we can do, show how much we got better, and improve our improvements, and we're just having fun.
Well, I see you dapping up your vets. How much does it mean to have their support here on the sideline?
It means everything. That's what we have here in Detroit. We just, our camaraderie is very good, and we're just trying to keep that going.
Well, and you've got another young teammate here next to you. Talk to me about what you've been seeing from him lately.
This Dog Pound Jr. right here, so you know what it is. I mean, you can't tame him. You just look at him, he go, he play hard, and that's what Detroit Pistons is about.
Well, the Detroit Pistons, what a historical season for you guys. What is it about this team that works so well?
I think it starts with the administration first, the coaching staff they brought in, and then obviously the players that's been here when it was rough times. They just ready to follow good times. So they ready to put the work in, and they brought the right pieces in to keep that team the way it's supposed to be, and we're going high.
Thank you so much. Congrats on the win.
All right, thank you.
Drew.
All right, Mel, yeah, Danis Jenkins again as he gets a little dap from his teammate Ron Holland. I mean, Coach, obviously the goal for these guys is to earn themselves a spot in an NBA rotation. Is Danis Jenkins doing enough here, you think, to impress the Pistons?
Oh, he's right there, and he's right there. And again, it's because he's made so many improvements. And obviously, he's got the experience of it. He did a good job during the year. And again, I've said it 20 times, that catch and shoot shot is so much better. You could see it the other day, lining it